What's up, guys? Airsoft Nomad here, back after a very short break because people here don't seem to understand how this works yet. I'm Airsoft Nomad. This guy over here is Sheriff, and this is going to be a two-part video about two events we're going to this year. Before I get started in the video, I want to thank my sponsors, Untitled Airsoft, they're linked down below, and also Hefe Airsoft, they're also linked down below with a 10% discount code. So this video is going to be about Otherworld Milsim, and there are two events that they're going to it, that we're going to, which is going to be the Downfall 8, and then it's going to be the Night Sky Day 6, which you and I attended both of those events last year. So if you want to check out that footage, it's up on my YouTube channel from the previous year. Of course, I'll be filming this year. So basically, I guess I'll do like, what is it, and our thoughts on it. So basically, Downfall is a very large-scale event. It's between like U.S. Forces Tan and Green Forces. I forget the exact team names, but I'll post it somewhere around here. That one's coming up in May, I do believe. It's like May 15th and 16th. I'll post those dates as well somewhere here on the screen for you guys if you want to get tickets. So basically, it's a large-scale game. I want to say it's like several hundred players at least. It's done at EMR Event Park, which is in New Milford, PA. It's about 3 hours from Harrisburg, PA, so it's a hike. They do offer lodging up there. There is hotels up there. There's a campground up there. So if you're worried about lodging, there is lodging up there. I will tell you guys right now, 100%, I've already tried to book hotels for it. They're selling out fast, so if you don't plan to stay at the field and you want to stay at a hotel, get on it. So basically, Downfall 8 is a large-scale event. It's crazy fun. You're like trying to capture different objectives. If you've never been to EMR, EMR is huge. It's like, what, 100 acres?
I don't know how big it is, but it's big.
It's a big one. And it's an all-day event on Saturday, and then it's a half-day event on Sunday. There's prizes that come out at the end of the event, and it's just like, it's mayhem, really. But fun mayhem.
Yeah, they have some really cool structures there as well. They have a gigantic castle at EMR. It's gigantic.
It is big.
It is huge. In fact, I know there's footage from last year, us being in one of the towers, and a tagging round comes into the tower and blows us all up. Yeah,
that's it. In one of my videos, check it out. I think it's Downfall 7 Part 1. If you guys want to check that video.
That was cool. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the game. I think their field's cool. The play is fun. The game is fun. I would say it's a light Milsim.
Yeah, I don't think I even really call it a Milsim. To be honest with you, just my opinion, not speaking on behalf of anything, my opinion, it's basically like a huge walk-on with some structure.
And some objectives, yeah. I mean, like, you can get points for finding different props and things like that, and they have some cool crates and little things you can get throughout the day, but there's no requirement to stay with a team. There's no requirement to stay with...
You do have to follow the color, the uniform color, though.
Yes.
You do have
to pick the uniform color and stick with that. But, I mean, overall, I thought it was a really cool game. I enjoyed it. It was my first Airsoft scenario, Milsim, whatever you want to call it. And I thought it was cool. I mean,
it's not crazy expensive either. I think the tickets were like $60. Now, this is last year's pricing. I'm not saying that means they're going up. I'm just saying the tickets aren't released yet. So, but last time they were $60 a ticket, which realistically, I know that for a regular walk-on play, that sounds pricey. But for what you're getting, that's.
I mean, it's a whole day and a half a day the next day.
And you're playing the whole time. You're on the field the whole time.
Yeah, if you want to walk out, you can walk out. But we were on the field almost the entire time.
Yeah. Other than when we got out the George Foreman. And
yeah, when I had my weird little grill that burned our hamburgers and hot dogs. Yeah. This year it'll be better, I promise.
Step your game up.
Yeah. I'm already working on it. What would you say one of your favorite things about the gameplay was?
For me, it was just the amount of people, the feel, like the structures, like you said, being in the tower. And it, like, I have no other way to describe it, I guess, other than just saying, like, mayhem. Where, like, cool. If you want to get into shit, you can get into shit in, like, 10 minutes of being on the field.
Yeah.
And it's, like, you're not just fighting, like, at OXL where it's, like, 5-on-5. I'm talking, like, you might run into a group of guys that are playing together and there's 50 of them.
Yeah. And or you can chill. Like, you can kind of stay on the outskirts and just pick people off.
There's people sniping and all kinds of stuff. And that's the other cool thing is, like, every class of players there.
Yeah.
Kind of like we said earlier, like there's the speed soft boys, there's the Milsimmers, there's the heavy gunners with like HPA LMGs, there's snipers, there's DMR players.
You got some guy who just borrowed his neighbor's airsoft gun and he's out there playing because it looks cool. I mean, they got it all at that event.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about it is that particular game was I just like the openness of it. Like that there's no set, hey, you got to stay with your 6-man squad or your 8-man squad or whatever. Like, if me and you wanted to break off and go play, and we could do that. In fact, I think we lost Havoc like the first 20 minutes of the game last time.
Yeah.
And we didn't find him again
until like later in the day.
I don't even think I had a radio for that game.
Oh, you did.
Like, that was my first game. I didn't have a radio. I was like, okay, I don't know what the hell's going on, but the mayhem was intense. I mean, there's just people to shoot everywhere.
The tag-ins are flying around.
The tag-ins were flying. And I think overall, my opinion was, most people were calling hits for that game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have people that weren't.
There were definitely people cheating.
Yeah.
It's on camera.
Right, but overall, it was a pleasant experience for me.
Absolutely. I loved it. I mean, the tickets aren't even out yet, and I've already booked a hotel to go play because I want to go play the event.
I'm going to stay in a campground this year, and I'm actually kind of excited about it. I got myself a cold weather sleeping bag.
I guess when I say I booked a hotel, I'm also sleeping at a campground.
But it's going to be fun.
We're going to have a good time.
It's going to be a good time.
If you do plan on going to the event, this is kind of a caveat, but if you do plan on going to the event, bring a shit ton of BBs. This guy likes to bring one bottle, and then bum.
I made that mistake. I did.
It's okay. He gave me hot dogs.
And he has an entire trunk full of BBs, so hot dogs, BBs. Right?
This is true. Bring water, bring food and snacks in a cooler, bring BBs, grenades.
At least 2 speed loaders, because I broke
one of mine.
I broke nomads last year.
You did.
Yeah.
2 speed loaders, a pistol, lots of magazines, because if you're on the field a lot, you're going to blow through ammo.
Batteries,
an extra HPA tank maybe.
I mean, a good thing is
definitely a backup gun.
Yeah, if you don't bring little things like that, make sure you bring money to replace things if you need, because Jackal will be there as always, and they have pretty much everything you need to get you on the field and play. But I mean, we're just telling you our experience. Bring the stuff that you need.
We've made mistakes. Let's just say that.
I now have 3 speed loaders and 3 repair kits for each. So
I think I have 4 speed loaders because someone likes to break mine. I haven't broken one yet. I'm just saying.
It's 8 p.m. ones.
But so the next event is the Night Sky Day 6. I have footage of Night Sky Day 5. So I will say this. I love Paul's events. I love Paul. That game for you and I think was a little on the not as fun side just because of the fact that it's a much more structured game. Like that game is a Milsim. So like you're put on a squad / a platoon / a company.
And you got to stay
with your team.
And if you don't, and a ref sees you, they penalize you. Now, we talked about earlier in one of our other videos, I don't know if you'll see it first or later, but we are not 25-year-old speedrunners anymore. And it gets a little difficult.
It does.
At least for me, staying with the platoon when, I'm trying to keep up with an 18-year-old kid that is all the way across the field, and I'm shitting myself trying to catch up to him. That was my personal experience.
It is a little rough. We definitely took a lot more breaks during Night Sky because I just was so tired.
I could not do it.
And it's in July, so it's hot.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Like,
it's semi-auto only.
If you're going to sign up for a game like that, and it's a Milsim, and you got to stay with your squad, just keep that in mind when you're signing up, who your team is, and picking that, because, I mean, if you're all on the same playing field, cool. You're going to probably run around and have a great time. If you're not all on the same physically fit playing field, you might be a detriment to your team, or you may just...
We got really good at shooting people from far away.
Yeah, you might just get super pissed and be like, this is not for me. I will go to it again this year if everything permits, and I can. But I have a limit to my games every year, and I might want to do a different game this year instead of that one. So I'm not 100%, but it's still a good game.
It's definitely a good game.
Fun.
Not knocking it at all. It's great. It's not a bad game. It's just...
It's a different game.
Yeah. That's if you're looking for the Milsim, like military kind of mindset to a game with like platoon leaders, and like you'll have a company commander and he'll be like, hey, your squad, and they're naval labeled shit. I can't remember if it's like first, second, third, or like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, but like whatever. They'll be like, Alpha squad, you're going after this objective. It's in the helicopter. Here it is on your mini map that you have handed to you.
They have different
go do that.
Different squad, like recon, demo, assault. There's different squads, different things like that. And I mean, I actually enjoyed it a lot when I was in charge of our squad. I did like that when I could tell people what to do, because I could slow them down, and like that was fun.
I will say that too with that game is if you're going with a group of friends, and like even if you are on a team, but even if you're just playing with like your friends, and I think the minimum threshold is 6, so just keep that in mind. Someone needs to be in charge. Like someone just has to be your squad leader. So I guess what I'm getting at here is pick a squad leader, not based off of like, how do I want to explain that? Like, you want to pick a squad leader.
Somebody that's going to get the job done.
Get the job done, but not going to be a dick. Like, obviously we're fat, so like I don't want to run. So if you're in my squad and you're 18 and can run all day, probably not going to have a great time. So just keep that in mind. Same thing as Downfall. Extra BBs, water, food and drinks.
Lots of water, dude. July. This game is going to be hot.
It was hot. Bring extra guns. So when I went to Night Sky, I had my LMG, and it broke in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was lit. And then I had to switch guns, which just really...
I put a damper on it. He was all butthurt about it the rest of the day. He just couldn't enjoy himself from that point on.
I'll take that one on the chin, but yes. But these 2 events put on by Otherworld Milsim, which if you guys don't know, Otherworld Milsim is owned by Paul, which in turn owns Jackal Tactical. So he puts on these events. He puts a lot of effort, a lot of time, and a lot of money into his events, and they are honestly awesome.
They're very fun.
They are a lot of fun. If you're thinking about going, stop thinking about it and just get a ticket and go. You won't regret it. You'll have a good time. And if you are there for those 2 events, I will personally be playing at both, most likely. Well, definitely Downfall, most likely Night Sky. I will be doing giveaways like I did last year. Don't get, that doesn't mean I'm going to give away an MTW, but I'm probably going to hand out like gift cards again. And I'm sure I'm going to give away at least a pistol at each event. So there's that.
Yeah. Last on that, it doesn't hurt to bring some type of hydration mix for in your camel pack.
Yeah. That's probably a good idea, especially the July one.
Yeah, for the July one. That's what I did. You just stay hydrated. But anyway, we'll see you there.
Oh, and it's a nighttime game for Night Sky. So if you have Tracer BBs...
Forgot about that.
Possibly MVGs, which is night vision goggles. They're expensive as shit. But people are running them, and if you're not prepared for the nighttime game, bad things happen to you.
Don't even go on the field.
Just...
Don't even go on the field.
Keep that in mind. Prepared. I may or may not have gone on the field without them, and I got fucked up pretty good.
I know we said we were going to be done, but I will throw that in as well. We walked out on the field. Yes, we had lights on our guns. You get on the field. As soon as you turn that light on, the guys at the NVGs are like, oh, they're over there. And they just shoot the living shit out of you, and you lay down on the ground and hope that it's over soon. That's pretty much how that goes.
And they can't see you because it's dark. And that's where that red light comes in, and you're like frantically like, help.
You're just throwing the red light up in the air.
Stop.
Like, I'm hit.
Stop.
Just stop shooting me.
But it is a good time. All right. I guess that sums that one up.
I don't have anything else.
Cut.